All right, everybody, I am going to try to show you a few things on Onshape. I'm going to build a basic front attachment for my vehicle. I've actually already produced a back end and some wheels and stuff, so kind of a monster truck sort of concept for mine. So yeah, I'm just going to start off with some basics. So first things you want to do is just start making something. All right, so I'm gonna make my rectangle, or I'm gonna make a rectangle to start from, and so I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna do center point rectangle. I'm gonna use that as my center point, and then out to there for now, and then I can dimension this. So I'm gonna go to dimension, and I'm gonna dimension that side. And I'm going to have this be 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to have this be 4 inches, because that's where it's going to attach to the rest of the vehicle. And I'm going to hit check mark there. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this thing up. Oops, that's a fillet. I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to extrude that rectangle up, and I'm going to do the 1.5. All right, so this is a new body operation type. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you can do new, add, remove, or intersect. New is important when you're first starting off, but then when you want to basically add on to your extrusion, you would want to select add and not new. So that'll come into play in a little bit probably. Let's see, it's going up, that's totally fine. Now if I want to keep a plane directly in the middle of my object, then I might want to do, instead of n-type blind, I might want to do symmetric. And that will help me to keep a plane basically in the middle, or keep that top plane in the middle. And then I can use that basically I can use the top as a mid plane. And since I chose the center, the origin as the center of my rectangle, I can then, my right side plane and my front plane are also mid planes for my object. So that's actually really, really helpful to do that. So I'm gonna select check there. All right, doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but I'm gonna make some changes to it eventually, and then it'll look a little bit better. You'll see the orange on here is me showing you kind of my finger positions, what I'm doing. So that should help a little bit as we go through things. All right, so this is the front, which means this is going to be the back. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a point. I got to start a sketch on this back surface. I'm going to place a point, and I'm going to first double tap and or like tap with 2 fingers at the same time and view normal to sketch plane. What that means is the sketch plane is like, I'm facing it right now. And so I'm going to put a point that's on there and a point that's on there. And I haven't dimensioned these points yet. But the reason I'm making these points is I'm going to try to get those, that circle and that hexagon connector piece. So as a reminder, the circle is on, the left-hand side, sort of here, and the hexagon's on the right-hand side. And so if I flip that, if I reverse that, then my circle is on essentially the other side. So I'm going to have a circle extrusion outward, and then I'm going to have a hexagonal hole instead. So I just got to pay attention to that. I need to know where they are. They are 1 inch from the outside of this, so I'm going to make sure to do that part 1 inch from the outside. So I'm going to dimension. Oops, I need to be editing the sketch too. All right, so I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to dimension from this side to that point. I want that to be exactly 1 inch, and I'm going to do the same thing with this point and this side. That was close. Exactly 1 inch. There we go. All right, and then I can probably hit, or no, I don't want to hit check mark yet, because now I want to make, all right, so if this is the back of my piece, as a reminder, the circular hole was on the right, so I'm going to make a circle over here. It was on the left of the other piece, but it's going to be on the right side here. So there's that. And then on this side, I'm going to make a circumscribed polygon. So I'm going to make that a certain size and angle. Let's see. Oh, there's 6. Okay, there's a few things I can do here to make sure that this all works out. So I'm going to go to dimension. I need these to be, I believe they're supposed to be 0.25. That's too small. I think it's 0.5. Now that I think about it, I could be wrong, so I'm going to double check. All right, yeah, each of them have a diameter of 0.5. So I'm going to go back, edit the sketch. I'm going to redimension. Basically, I just double tap that, 0.5, check, good. All right, I'm going to dimension that. And that's going to be 0.5, check. All right, and then I want to make sure that this, that's not what I want to do. I want to make sure that this line and my plane, so I need to make sure I am view normal to sketch plane. Make sure I'm right on here. I want that and that. Ooh, this is going to be difficult. Oh, there we go. I know how I'm going to do this. I want that and that to be parallel with each other. There we go. All right, that works really well. Did you like my sound effect there? All right, now my circle. There was something else about my circle that I didn't like there. I'm going to go to edit. When it's blue, there's something that can still happen. So I'm curious what is still, that's not fixed. All right, so I'm going to make sure that this point and that point are coincident with each other. There we go. Now that thing is stuck there. So if that's ever the case, if you ever see that your object is, or your sketch is blue somewhere, that means it's not fully constrained, and it means it can be moved around or manipulated. Sometimes that's not a problem, but for this, I definitely want to make sure I have everything in exactly the right position. All right, so now I'm going to do 2 different extrusions. My first extrusion is going to be this one. It's going to come out. I definitely remember this dimension. This is the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to make sure that comes out a 1/4 inch. And then my end type is blind. It's an add. So you notice that it says add right here instead of new. I definitely want that to be an add. It says merge scope and one entity is selected. Basically what that means is it's chosen to make this part merge or be the same part as the first part I started with. So that's that. So I'll check that. Then I'm going to go to this one right here, and I'm going to extrude that, but this time I want to remove, which means I want to go back inside. I'm going to do that by a 1/4 inch. All right, and then everything else looks good. Hit check. Boom. All right, so I've got a good start now. I have some things that I can connect. So I'm just going to stop this recording, and I'll record my next phase in a little bit.